Hello everyone, in this video we are going to have a lot of different stories and a lot of different news stories. Keep a critical mind as always. I will always try to put all the evidence and proof out there. If there isn't enough, then also you can search for yourself, but I will try to keep all those things out there for you guys. And as always, keep a critical mind and I hope you enjoy. With the many different graduations that do pop up on occasion here, there are always going to be people asking this specific question, which I will bring up once more for each and every one of you. Do Nijisanji graduations have some kind of waiting line? It does seem like it because, for example, Hex Haywire mentioned that around February, he's graduating, by the way. He's graduating, I believe, at the end of August. He mentioned that around February is when he solidified that he was going to be graduating. He solidified that he no longer wanted to be part of Nijisanji. He wanted to move on. Not necessarily because of anything negative, but he had his own reasons. He wanted to move on. That says that there's about a 6-month queue. If we are taking the solidifying with it, with when they mentioned it to management, he didn't mention when it was mentioned to management. But if we infer that, which is not a bad way to think about it, February when he said that he had solidified him wanting to leave, to when he actually did leave, which was, of course, August. That's about 6 months wait line. But I heard Hex was thinking about graduating late 2023. Why wait until now? But it's because of long process and waiting line. If that's the case, do you think it's the same Ian Livers wants to graduate, but there's too long of wait line? That's what most people believe. Once you send your request for graduations, you have to wait for a response, and then people takes an eternity to reply about a cover. So it's possibly half the waiting time. It's just waiting for these lazy a-holes to say, okay, if I wanted to graduate from an agency like this, like Nijisanji, I would do it at least once a week, send the message, hey, I'm going to graduate, hey, I want to graduate, hey, I want to graduate. I would annoy them until they responded. If it takes them a month to respond because of that, oh well, it's better than 6 months. From then, you have to loose ends of sponsorships, big collabs, ongoing projects, money penalty. Honestly, maybe only those livers with good connections with management may have the graduation option open without going bankrupt, explaining why some livers just do the bare minimum and wait for the contract to expire. That's what a lot of them unfortunately have to do because if you've seen the contract, which we looked about, I think it was somewhere around March, maybe March or April, the contract came out. I think it was around April. I think it was around there. Somewhere around that month that the contract was leaked. The full contract was leaked. It mentions a lot of things that you have to pay back, like you have to give back or pay back the PC that was given. Mika Melatika / Michimochievee, who's now Michimochievee, she mentioned that she traveled to Japan to give back her PC. She traveled with her PC to Japan to give it back to Nijisanji, because that's one of the things that's necessary in the contract. You give back everything you use for streaming that was purchased through Nijisanji. So that kind of stuff can bankrupt people, and it can make people be in very, very bad straits when it comes to their money. So there is, that is why a lot of people are thinking, they wait until the contract is over and they don't renew the contract. Isn't it definitive evidence? There's no definitive evidence one way or the other, of course. But that is my belief, that it's around 3 to 6 months, just about, from when you mention it to management to when they finally get to it and actually give it to you. If Hex Haywire is to be believed, that on, in February, he was very solidified on it, and he probably mentioned it to them then. With all of the graduations that are happening, which is pretty much, it's become like graduation seasons. The summer kind of does that. Summer / fall kind of does that for people, and it can be disturbing to a lot of fan bases because your favorite is now gone, and that's always painful. That's always something that's like, holy crap, they're leaving. Like Aqua leaving. You have Kilia Kuriyami. Which is the one that I mentioned the other day. Sugoi, which is another one that I mentioned the other day in one of my videos. A lot of people are graduating. It is an unfortunate time for the fan bases, but the question still stands. Are you getting desensitized to it, or does it still hurt the same way it did the first time? Or are you just not getting attached to VTubers like you used to because you know that eventually they're going to graduate? That is, either one of those is a legitimate thing, because there are some people that have been desensitized to it, and it's like, oh my god, it's another graduation. There are other people who are like, you know what, I'm not going to get close to anybody else because I've already had like 3 or 4 of my Kami Oshis like in succession, or my Oshis in succession graduating. That is something that I want to ask you guys. I always like putting questions like this occasionally when they pop up, because it's not necessarily Nijisanji related, but you're seeing, as well, Hex Haywire is graduating. People are like, about that, but I know his community is not going to be happy about that. Now, a moment is kind of cheapened. I'm graduating in a few months down the line, but you'll find out she is a VTuber company becoming indie. The issue isn't that they're going to becoming indie, and I know this. Let me just clear that up. I know that the issue is not that they're going to become indie, and that, oh my god, well, the graduation is nothing because, you know, they're going to become an indie. For example, Kiryu-Koko/Kei-san. When Kiryu-Koko graduated, I was sad. I'm still sad that Kiryu-Koko is no longer there, because Kiryu-Koko was that personality, was that creation there, that person that I liked at that moment. Yes, Kei-san's still around. Kei-san's still a good creator. Absolutely a good creator that should be watched. But it's not the same for me when it comes to, oh, she's someone else, it's fine. No, I still, you know, Kiryu-Koko was still lost, if that makes any sense. Same thing with Mano Alo. Mano Alo is Delutaya right now. Mano Alo was her own creation, was her own thing, was her own character, and she was lost. Delutaya is around, which I'm really happy that Delutaya is still here. I'm so happy that Delutaya is still around, very successful, very happy about that. But still, you can still miss Mano Alo, that type of thing. So what do you guys think? That's my question to you guys. Some people say, I don't think I'm desensitized so much as I accepted them. After a few years of VTuber fandom, you're used to the process. Say your goodbyes and look to where they may pop up next. Relatively few of them have left the content creation sphere entirely at this point. Exactly, that's more of what I feel. Say your goodbyes, meet them when in their next life. I don't call myself desensitized because it was never a big deal to me if they did something else. Content creators are going to create content. They will almost always move on to something similar, even if it isn't VTubing. So if you find them, whether it's their IRL or not, be happy that they're still content creating and enjoy their content creation in whatever form they have. Hello everyone, and as I've always said, if there is something new popping up on the Bungo Taiga situation, I will do my best to always bring it up and bring it up in a fair and, you know, middle ground way, at least to both. Although I will say, just to start off, none of this should have ever happened to Taiga. It was all really lies that were created, and I really hate that. That is about as nice as I can be about that. Those people should not have a platform. The people who did this to them, to her, should not have a platform. That is about as nice as I can be. Let's go. Let's see what they have to say.
I'm tired. I'm so tired. I am so tired. I'm so sick of all of this. I wish we didn't live in whatever this culture is. Whatever this culture is where people just hear accusations and then accuse people of being criminals without digging into the situation and looking for context. I wish that we didn't exist in that. I've been caught up in that before. I've been caught up by some very vindictive people saying, you know, making Google Docs as well, and spreading lies and getting, you know, bans and stuff like that happening. We didn't live in whatever that was. A cancel culture, I suppose. It's literally a cancel culture, isn't it? Contrary to popular belief, I'm not drama obsessed. You know, messages from them dating back months. So she made a video basically saying,
this is about Hex Juice, by the way.
Hey, you're lying about the reason you were taken down. You were actually taken down because it was ban evasion, which obviously doesn't make sense because it can't be ban evasion if I wasn't banned yet. And, you know, the screenshots and the emails all say nudity and sexual content. And that's pretty seriously claimed that I lied. But the problem is she kind of used this claim of me lying about why my channel was taken down to then imply that I was committing fraud with the GoFundMe. Basically, because I was lying about the reason my channel was taken down, there would never be any chance of this GoFundMe, you know, and the lawyers succeeding.
As I've, you know, made in my videos before, yes, they were very wrong about that. They ended up apologizing, but not before Taiga actually corrected them. If they hadn't corrected them, if she hadn't corrected them, then there would not have been that issue. There would not have been that correction.
Several times, which they initially ignored on Twitter for a good while. Eventually, she realized, like, okay, I'm very, very wrong. And then she made a new apology, which is up on her Twitter now. And it's also up on her community channel, the community posts of her YouTube channel. Like, I'm upset that this keeps happening, I guess. I'm upset that people keep lying about me. Like, I don't know how it's 4 years later and this is still happening. I'm out of anger. Like I'm tired of being angry. I can't even get mad anymore. You know what I mean? Also, there are videos on it, and then they made the apology. Luckily, I don't think the video or the accusations spread too far before I was able to kind of catch it and like put a stop to it. I think in this case, it was a case of Hex mistook my channel already having 2 strikes as me violating the rules 2 times, not realizing that those 2 strikes had come from the stalker, which I was already dealing with for months by that point, and we have documentation of them harassing me for months by that point all the way through. And that's kind of how we know who it is, right? It's not just like one guy showed up after my channel got taken down and claimed he took credit for the whole thing, you know?
Exactly.
We have months and months of screenshots of him saying he's reporting my videos, and then those videos he's saying he's reporting being taken down. We're not just guessing on who it is. We know. We know. I guess that's everything. I don't know. She made a mistake. I think she showed up kind of late to the party and didn't really have the full story. She apologized, though, and as upsetting as it is, and it never should have happened, and it's the stupidest fucking thing ever that I even have to, like, get on my stream and say, hey, by the way, this is why I was banned. It was nudity and sexual content. What if I slept in that day, you know? Or what if I was a tiny little VTuber without the insane support from the community that I have from you guys? It would be a totally different story. If
like, you know, someone as small as me or smaller than me, it would have been destroying their whole channel, period.
If I wasn't able to counter that narrative, because people were running with it immediately, you know? I saw Ilara made a stream on it covering it and believed it, I'm pretty sure, at least to some extent. And, you know, Hex certainly believed it immediately. And I even saw, like, Straub, shout out to Straub, adorable, but even they, like, saw the video and commented on it and were like, wow, this is some good investigation. I was like, no. Oh, God. It's scary how fast misinformation travels, man. And
luckily, on my end, I had enough information to know that that was false, because I had been covering the story since the beginning, since the whole issue started, as you guys know. So I immediately knew that this whole Hex thing was not true. So I was waiting for more information to pop out, and then we found out that, yeah, they were kind of just going on very bad information. Luckily, I wasn't one of the ones that, you know, pushed the narrative further for Hex Juice.
And it sucks that it's 4 years later. This whole thing started because of misinformation, and now it almost happened again. And thank God it didn't, I guess, but it almost did. And that sucks. That's so fucking scary, dude. I accept Hex Juice's apology, but I am still deeply, deeply upset with what happened.
Of course.
And I hope nobody else has to go through that. And it hurts. We're dedicated to little ol' me. And he even put me in the thumbnail. I was anxious.
They're moving on towards Nux. This is about Nux, about having, you know, the quote-unquote apology video that I covered, where they went all the way, like 18 minutes in of a 25-minute video. They started talking about Taiga instead of putting it maybe in the front, since this is the biggest kind of scandal that Nux is in so far. So they should have put it in the front to kind of face it, you know, in the beginning, but they didn't.
When I heard that it was made, and I didn't watch it right away because I was like, what if I get mad? What if he says something? And then I ended up watching it. It's not perfect. I don't think it ever could be perfect. It's 2 years late. Like it was never about any one apology, you know? He said sorry in my DMs, and that's great. Didn't really solve my problem though, did it, right? It's not about the sorry. It's kind of about walking back the statements that he made, like hard walking back. And before this new video that came out, I could confidently say I don't really feel that he ever did that. And after this video, it's not perfect. It's not, but it's a clear acknowledgement of my exoneration on a platform with actual relevance to the potential shared audience. And that is more than we ever had before in the last 2 years. As honestly and fairly as I think I can. Nux blatantly claimed that I groomed a viewer into donating thousands of dollars. And that's not even something that like falseeyed never claimed that, you know what I mean? And I'm sure Marina might say some stuff like that in private about me, but in public, the best she does is taking shit out of context.
Because people had claimed that falseeyed had, you know, said the same stuff that Nux was saying. Marina had said the same stuff that Nux was saying, that Nux wasn't such a bad person because everyone else was claiming the same thing. And here she is saying, no, they didn't say that. Nux was the one that was mainly saying that stuff.
So that's why I think a lot of focus went on Nux. And he leaves this out anytime he talks about the situation. Even in the apology video, he doesn't really include the part where he said I groomed a viewer into donating thousands. Like, where did that claim come from? Where did that claim come from? And I asked him about it, and he said, well, my friend told me. And I'm like, well, did they show you any evidence? Because like there must be some pretty fucking compelling evidence for your friend to just tell you I groomed a viewer into donating thousands, and then you believe them and then report on it in Runaway's Critical. Like, I'm concerned, right? Like, I have concerns about that. Because, like, first of all, who is this friend? Like, let's be real. Because whoever said that is blatantly slandering me. And if they're friends with Nux Taku, who else are they friends with? And who else are they saying that to? It just gives me concerns that there's, like, a slander campaign going on with someone. Like, that's a malicious claim. You know what I mean? Or he made it up. I don't know. Like, I'm just going off of what Nux said. And if Nux did make it up, and he lied to me when he said a friend told him, that would be very disappointing. But if a friend did tell Nux that, I feel like that person kind of needs to be confronted, because like, are you still friends with them? Like, are you still friends with them? I don't think we'll ever get an answer to that last one, but it's concerning, man. It's concerning because it does feel like to some extent there is a whole slander campaign going on around me. Charlie most likely isn't going to say anything. He's kind of done with the drama for the moment, and that's fine. I don't expect like a statement from Charlie, but what I do expect is that, and I don't know if this is too much of an ask, but it would mean a lot if Nux could DM Charlie and be like, hey, you know how I said all this about this one guy? You probably don't remember. That's okay. It was untrue. I was wrong. I know it wouldn't mean a lot. It's just one person, but this is like a YouTuber I grew up watching, and I've spent a lot of time on their channel, and this is probably the only chance I'm ever going to be on their radar, and I don't want the only thing they think of me to be, oh, it's that pedo groomer guy that Nux told me about.
Exactly. Like having an idol of yours that you've been watching for a very long time all of a sudden get that type of idea of you because someone just lied about you.
Like, that sucks, man. That just sucks. My probably one and only chance to ever be on Charlie's radar, and he thinks I'm a pedophile and a groomer because Nux told him I was. And I don't need a statement from Charlie, you know what I mean? I don't need that. I just need to know that he doesn't think that of me, I guess. Apologized, yeah, but he clearly didn't, like, watch my video responding to him, so he kind of just changed his tune when he saw that people were making a big deal about it.
Still talking about
sucks.
Nux.
I don't know, man. I wish people just apologized because they felt bad. And I don't know. I don't know why we have to wait for, Twitter to get mad at us before we walk back anything bad we did. He still got some misinformation, like me disappearing for 5 months or hiring my own private investigator, which would be fucking stupid. And yeah, I really want to know who this friend is. It's come out by a couple people. I think Alara revealed some.
It says right there, just making sure you know that your guest is a lolly that was defending Bungo Taiga, so a lot of us blocked her after that. Not good person for promote for the community or a good community. They have a child character and do 18 plus content, so there's that too. I decided to DM you instead of commenting on your post, but it just makes me disgusted to see people working with her. I appreciate you telling me, Laura says. Did you have any screenshots or anything I could see about the first thing? Of course, because Laura wants proof, as I do and others that actually are logical. They want proof. They don't want you just based on your stories here.
Screenshots and Lennox discussed.
Lennox is another one. It says, I remember the VC and private VTR server. I was playing Final Fantasy 11 and I spent the whole meeting talking about her problems / Taiga. While most of us sat effing exhausted and uninterested and some triggered by the topic, she wanted us to back her up and made it an evidence in that VC. So that's Lennox. They were talking about Marina VT right there.
Some of her, apologies, interactions with a VTuber named Marina. I don't think I realized how bad it was. I know Marina had been trashing me publicly. What I didn't realize was just how much she was going behind people, like behind the scenes in Discord, just kind of like really going at me. She really had it out for me. Like really had it out for me. Like I don't know why, but she really fucking hates me. Crimbo and Sylvie Spark as well. I think Sylvie Spark is a case of like, he'll just repeat anything Marina says. I don't know what Crimbo's deal is. I don't know what I did to these people. She fucking hates me, guys. She fucking hates me. And I don't know why. I do not know why, because I've never interacted with her. We never collab. We don't have any beef. And I have a lot of beef with a lot of people. Like I have a lot of personal beef with a lot of people in the community. Marina's not one of them until and making up lies about me to other people who aren't Nux, even though she did collab with him. I don't know for sure. I do know Marina is going behind the scenes slandering me though. So it is what it is. That's just my theory. I just wish she would leave me alone. I wish she would leave my friends alone. I don't know what her problem is or why she has such a hate boner towards me in particular. I just want people to be normal. I want people to be normal. That's all I ask, is that people be normal. I'm tired, man. I'm so tired, guys. I just want my channel back. I just want people to stop being bullies, I guess, you know? That would be really nice if people could stop just running with the first narrative they see. I don't know if it's like a clout thing. I don't know if people really fucking hate me in particular for whatever reason. I know I've had some meltdowns. I've had some temper tantrums on stream. I'm not perfect. Streaming, kind of. We're on Twitch. We don't have our YouTuber or Twitter, but we're still here, you know? And that's something. I just want you guys to be safe, though. Careful who you befriend in this community, man.
That is one thing I've learned the hard way. You think you have friends, and Taiga is much bigger than I am, much bigger than I am, and has much larger reach and more friend groups. But I have learned, unfortunately, that people that you supposedly have been friends with for a very long time can be the same ones who stab that knife into your back at the first chance they get in order to get clout and knock you down.
Just a lot of snakes. Just a lot of snakes.
Way too many.
And I don't want you guys to go through what I did in any capacity. Oh yeah, I guess one more thing I wanted to say. As a community, I think we've grown a lot. I don't know if this is gonna last. I don't know how long like a lot of you will be here. But I want to keep the vibes good. I want to keep the vibes chill. I don't want to become one of those communities who are absolutely insufferable towards anyone outside of them, you know? Don't become mean girls. Yeah. I'm still super upset by what you did, you know? And the damage has been done, and it was a lot of damage in certain cases. I just want to remind people, like, some of the things they said were absolutely like insane. But I technically forgive you. And I want everybody to stop fighting, I guess. At least for now, you know, Nux and Hex, they're not being malicious at this point. They might have in the past, they might have acted with extreme negligence, but right now, they're not coming at me. And so we don't need to come at them unless something changes. You know, always be on alert, but I technically forgive you. I'm still deeply upset, and the damage may never be undone. I hope Charlie can be informed at some point, even privately, and I hope whoever your informant was, Nux, whoever's telling you that I groomed my viewers into donating thousands, or that I'm a pedophile behind the scenes, I hope they aren't still your friend. But that's, of course, your prerogative, and I can't force you to reveal who's slandering me behind the scenes, although I have my guesses. I have a hunch. I think that's the end of it.
And that is being a much bigger person than I think I could be if someone was that aggressively against me and didn't actually fully apologize the way that Nux and others haven't fully apologized. I am not as good of a person as Taiga is. I can forget the stage shoes in order to not bring hate, because hate is just, it causes so much just struggling and so much angst, so much depression, so much anxiety, so much all that. It's not necessary for anyone to have that. But I'm very glad that Taiga is trying to push this behind her and is trying to make her life much better. And it will make her life much better by forgiving and moving on, because they can keep the positivity in that community as they should. And of course, everyone support Taiga. She is doing everything that she can to get her channels back. And I know some people personally who are working with her in order to get it back. And so far, things are going good. I can't give all the information. I'd rather them give the information. But from what I've heard, things are on the path to hopefully, it all depends on YouTube, but hopefully get things fixed sooner or later. And that is the part that I wanted you guys to see. It is a big update. It's a long update, but I wanted you guys to hear it directly from Taiga's mouth. A little bit of a meme here. At least I'll treat it as a meme because of just the whole situation. The Great Misfortune, April 22nd, 2023. What is this talking about? This was a paper, a note left. You can leave notes in Minecraft. A note left. It says a great misfortune. And it has a lyra, which fits. It fits so well. She's had a lot of misfortune of her own doing. It's not other people like, oh, you're mistreating a lyra, you're doing this, you're doing that. No. She created it herself. She has become a meme. And that is, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a meme. And she became a meme. She became a villain and she became a meme thanks to that black screen stream that we all know about at this point. We all know that she has really ruined her career that way, ruined any chance of her becoming anything after that. And she has become a meme, like is being said here. She's become a meme. Misfortune implies about luck, but it wasn't really in her case. Came across the image and folded in the PC. So this person had it on their PC, and they decided to make a meme about it. So there you go. Illyra is bringing misfortune everywhere she goes, unfortunately. We are also going to be talking about right now Mori Calliope, who recently had her Phantomime, the second major album, was released worldwide. There is, you can order it on CD here. You can order it through Amazon, Tower Records. I didn't even know Tower Records still existed. Tower Records Online, Rakuten, Animate, official sites, CD Japan, etc. You can do streaming and Apple Music. You can have Rap Reap t-shirts. They do have, other things here. Jigoko 6 limited edition box set, Jigoko 6 LPs. She even has LPs out there. Holy crap, actual vinyl. She says we smashed another record, Deadbeats, over 700K maybe in the next couple of years. One Moralian could be in sight. What's your favorite Phantomime so far? 723,000 monthly listeners for her Spotify channel. They're saying here as well, Japan number 4, Shinigami's favorite number 4. Thanks so much. That is in the full charts, I believe. Of course, remember, she's from Hololive English. One thing that we have down here that I had seen before is that she has on iTunes, she is now number 1 in alternative music Japan and America. It's the fastest that's ever happened. Please keep going, Deadbeats. Like for her, holy crap, she's number 1 on alternative music Japan and America. That's an amazing feat, and she deserves this. As we all know, Mori Calliope, whatever you want to call her. Mori is a hardworking deadbeat. She's a hardworking reaper. She's a hardworking reaper, and she has her deadbeats behind her. She is seriously. Sometimes she works 18 hours a day. She doesn't get hardly any sleep sometimes because she's working on projects for Hololive and projects for Universal Music Japan, projects for everything. She just is not resting enough. But that is the grind that happens when you want to make something better of yourself. I hit that grindstone. I'm not anywhere nearly as successful as she is, but I hit that grindstone too, so I can understand how it is to be in that situation. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I try to give back to the VTuber community that has given so much to me. Give some love to the small and medium-sized creators that are working their hardest to do their best in this society right now. We have Cupcake Conjuror, the first one that I want to show for today. It is, they are a bit of a crazy week they're having this week. They're having a bit of a crazy week. They are always confused, never remembering they're a Cupcake Conjuror. They've been doing Fallout as well as many other ones. Fallout London, which is a mod for Fallout 4. It is a fan mod created for Fallout 4. Here is their About section in their YouTube channel, which is Conjuror, and sometimes you'll find me a muffin Cupcake here. I make shorts ranging from weird skits to random talking to clips from streams. I mostly just do whatever I feel like and go with the flow. Usually the flow is telling me to stream. And here are all of their, all of their separate links that you have. Let me show you some of what's going on with one of their shorts to give you a bit of a clue as to what they are.
Oh my gosh, you can bounce grenades. I never knew you could bounce grenades and muffle grenades like that.
You find new things.
That's actually so cool. Conjuror discovers grenade bounce. No, it's not just grenade bounce. It's a sticky grenade, so usually they don't bounce. But what had happened, I'd threw 2 grenades. So when I threw the second one, the first one exploded, propelling the second one massively into the air.
Well, that is new. That's new stuff. It's always good to have them, find out new stuff. I freaking find out new stuff all the time about gaming because, well, I'm just bad at gaming. So thank you so much, Cupcake Conjuror. I do hope that being a part of the VTuber Showcase does help you along on your journey, and I appreciate you allowing me to put you on the VTuber Showcase. Thank you so much, and again, I wish the best for your journey ahead. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.